Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. From the Blaze. Awkward silence ensues after female weightlifters are asked about trans athlete Laurel Hubbard competing. No thank you, one finally says. I was kind of looking forward to that. I'm gonna use the right pronoun over here, even despite my best intents to actually maintain my integrity and say HE. Instead of SHE, but still, it's YouTube, you know how these imbecilic morons are. So anyway, I wanted to win. Wanna know why? Because I wanted to accelerate for the normies to see the disgrace that is going on. But at least we had a small win on that. I'm gonna read the article, you're gonna notice why that is a small win. But even then, it's sad because she didn't even bother probably playing or anything. Maybe didn't even train and expected to win easily. Or just go through like she did when she went in the Asian Olympics or Asia Pacific Games or something like that. When she won quite easily against the other females. And this is definitely not much of a surprise because even when you transition, you still have not only your bone structure from males, but you still contain the muscles, things that you cannot take it out. You still have the advantage. Obviously, your advantage is still not going to be the same as a full male, but still much more than a female, and the Olympic Committee says you can have no more than 10 nanomoles. I think it's nanomoles in the measurement. I forgot. I'm gonna have to fact check that later on. But either way, it's 10. For a female, even with PCOS, it's around 3. Yeah, or less. So they already have a huge advantage over the females. Over 3 times, about 3 times more than the average female on the extreme testosterone, and that's a disadvantage that no actual biological female can stand a chance. Maybe the reason this person lost, I think that's easier to say, and lost is because they didn't train properly before the Olympics, didn't bother, wasn't feeling like it, or probably even the judges themselves said, nah, I don't want to deal with this, get out, and things like that. We'll never know. Eventually, maybe one day, but right now I'm siding with the never know. And more so than anything, you can actually check it for yourself how different we are. Males and females are absolutely fucking different. There are only 2 genders. We are different. For instance, if you're a male, you're gonna see you have a hook right around your skull, right at the end, between the soft little tissue of your neck and the beginning of the hard stuff from your skull. You're gonna see a tiny little hook, kind of shaped like this, like a finger. Here it goes, like this. And then you're gonna feel it. That's a hook. Yes, it holds multiple muscles dealing with your jaw. And the jaw, male jaw, I don't think it's possible to see. But either way, males also have that, females do not. It's the more muscles, yes, because males use the tiny, beautiful mouth as a third hand. Yes, sometimes we needed to actually use both hands to do all this stuff. Surprise, right? And other advantages also including not physical, but also mental. We have better spatial awareness. That doesn't mean it's a black and white, but it's mostly a shades of gray. But even then, it's still quite evident that males have better spatial awareness. We tend or have a tendency, for instance, when we focus on something, we focus on the object and everything else becomes a background. Or females, when they focus on something, everything makes part of that object. It's different the way things work. So I'm sorry, it's evolution. We evolved to be like this. Males were the hunters, females stayed back. So that's why they are more social than men. That's why men are more loners than women. It's things like that. It's evolution. There's not much one can do to change it. Anyway, before I start having an allergy crisis again, let's go. Transgender weightlifter Laurel Hubbard may have the support and approval of left-wing politicians, woke media figures, and the International Olympic Committee. But based on their response during the recent Podium News conference, the female weightlifters who defeated the New Zealand athlete in this year's competition feel differently. And let me put it this way, most of the women who compete they usually tend to look like a bit of a tomboy, a butch, or lesbianiscus. Yeah, right. So they may even be part of the alphabet community. And them standing against this, it says a lot. Especially because once you're a mediocre male competing on a goddamn fucking sports and you cannot win against the other people, you decide, hey, I still want to win and go and switch genders. No, dude, no. You are simply taking out the opportunity of other women they have to compete. You took the dream away from that little girl becoming, I don't know, a competitor or someone breaking world records or joining the Olympics or something like that. You take it away. So, in my opinion, maybe perhaps have a different category for transgender athletes. Maybe that's the option. I don't hold the answers, but clearly having a transgender athlete, male to female, competing on female sports is not the fucking answer. The same way it's not the answer in having female to male competing on female sports. Because of that, maybe really have a different category. Play it on the Special Olympics or something like that because of the word special. I don't know. And have a trans category, male to female, competing against others. In that way, multiple male to female transgender will now have a chance to compete in the Olympics as well. It's opening up opportunities. Maybe doing that will open up opportunities. Not only for females, but to transgender as well. People need to think. Maybe that's something possible for these people. Think user brains! Anyway. During the news conference Tuesday, the women's weightlifting podium refused to comment on their counterpart, Hubbard, a biological male who identifies as a female and was cleared to compete against women at the Tokyo Games, because they know they'll be cancelled. Anyway, after an Olympics reporter asked them how they felt about Hubbard competing the trio of medalists, which included gold medalist Li Wenwen of China, silver medalist Emily Campbell of Great Britain, and bronze medalist Sarah Robles, I'm gonna say why, of the US, sat in awkward silence until one finally announced their tacit disapproval. Anyway, there was a historic night here with Laurel Hubbard competing as the first openly transgender in an individual event, the reporter said. I was wondering what you felt about that and what you felt that took place in your sport. End quote. A painstaking 8 seconds passed before anyone said anything. Lee was unfazed. Campbell did not move. And Robles sipped water, Insider reported. Yeah, it shows that they are definitely not very comfortable, and you can actually see. Let me show it to you how they look. It's part of the sports, nothing judging here, but you can see that, yeah, they are definitely not very happy with what is happening to their sport, and I have to agree with them. Anyway, here is back to the article. Then finally, Robles chimed in and said, "No, thank you." Exactly, my feelings exactly. The athletes weren't tight-lipped before the moment. Only seconds before, Campbell had spoken at length to a reporter about how grateful she was to have trained alongside Robles ahead of the competition, calling her American friend a sweetheart. Hubbard, and based on the pictures, she seems to be a sweetheart indeed. I saw her pictures. She is happy, hugging everyone, enjoying life. That looks like a good person. I'd like to meet her one day. Anyway, Hubbard, the first openly transgender athlete to compete at the Olympics, had exited earlier from the women's 87 plus competition on Monday after failing to register a single lift on 3 attempts. That's exactly what I said. Who knows what happened that day? On their group, Hubbard was the only competitor not to advance to the clean and jerk stage. Nevertheless, the Kiwi storyline dominated all the headlines surrounding women's weightlifting. One could imagine the ire of some of the competitors may have felt as their athletic accomplishments were routinely overshadowed by a completely separate storyline. Lee set 3 Olympic records en route to her gold medal victory, in which she posted 140 kilograms in the snatch, 180 kilograms in on the clean jerk, for a total of 320 kilograms. Robles also made history as the first American woman to win 2 Olympic weightlifting medals, Insider reported. Yet, the spotlight remained on Hubbard. Yes, I have to agree, it's sad seeing that, but it's not a surprise. Let me put it this way, it's what's happening. Men have the advantage, even despite Laurel Hubbard have lost in here, but I know the fucking imbecile cocksucking of the control left will definitely take this outlier and claim, "Hey, look at this, she lost!" No, you are being a fucking imbecile. You are kind of like one of those retards who take out a single research paper and says, "Hey, look, this proves you're wrong," when the other individual has over 100 examples of actual peer-reviewed research papers proving that the person is wrong. They prefer the outlier. These people are anti-science, suffice to say. Anyway, here it is from CBS Soccer. Like I like to point it out, FC Dallas under 15 boys squad beat the US women's national team in a scrimmage. Yes, you can claim, it's a scrimmage, but either way, they still follow the rules, they still followed it, and they lost against 15-year-old boys. As you can see, shit keeps on piling fucking up. Isn't it grand how things change? I'll still say the same. Wait, what was my point on that? Either way, I'm a retard, I think. Anyway, as you can see here, once again, there's a biological advantage. Just because Laurel didn't win for myriad of reasons that day does not change the fact. Plus, there's still a plus over here. She's 43 years old. 43 years old. What, maybe 44? I don't know. It's just an example. The other women are much younger. Even at 43, still managed to classify for women. So that's another example of biological advantage that males have over females. If you think that men don't have an advantage over women in biology, then let's do this. Let's take out all the categories. Let's make men and women compete against each other in the Olympics. See how that wins. Let's put a boxing match between a man and a woman. Let's see who wins, alright? Is that what you are advocating for? Because that's what you are advocating for. Right? These people never think. Anyway, if you like this type of content, say right here on youtube.com/Jester. Or if you prefer spicy content, head to beachroot.com/Jester or minds.com/Jester. But that's spicy and exclusive content, which eventually I'll get to. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification fucking bell if you want my beautiful, beautiful face gracing your screens with my beautiful brightness of awesomeness. it's low FOV, so you can't see my hands. Praise me! My beautiful awesomeness gracing your screen. After all, when you take a dump, you definitely need to look at me. And then get a hard on. No, wait, that's weird. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great farting night.